you want to know how to add superfat to your baking soap? Then stick with me and I'll show you the process from beginning to the end, okay? So, hello, welcome beautiful people. This is Zesta Herbal Soap Skincare and Lifestyle. Today I want to teach you how to add your superfat to your baking soap. Superfat is usually added for extra moisturizing in your baking soap so that it will not itch, so that it will not peel the skin. This is what differentiates baking soap from washing soap, okay? So today I'm going to show you how you will be able to add your superfat to your baking soap. Here are the ingredients I have. This is my palm kernel oil, 300 ml. This is my caustic soda, 55 grams of caustic soda dissolved in 124 ml of water. My soda ash, I used half the value of caustic soda, okay? 26 grams in 42 ml of water. And then I have my glycerin, which I'll be adding also. This is my glycerin, and I'll be adding 30 ml also. Then there are other ingredients I'll add later because I want to make this soap a hot process. I want to make it a medicated soap hot process. This is my antiseptic or antibacterial. You can use whichever one you so desire. I have my superfat in the form of my butter, shea butter. You could use even your palm kernel oil as your superfat. You could use palm oil. You could use any good oil that has good skin benefits as your superfat. You could use between 5 to 20%, and at 5% it will give me 20 grams. At 10% it is 40 grams. Okay, then the last but not the least, I'll be putting in my perfume. You can use essential oils. You can use a blend of essential oils and fragrance oils, or you could use only fragrance oils depending on what you want to achieve. So I'll keep this aside. So I'll first start by making my soap before we now go to the second part, which is cooking it over a source of heat. So but before I continue, as you can see, I've worn my protective gear. I have my goggles on, I have my boots on. I'm going to wear my hand gloves to protect my hands, okay? We start. The first thing I'll do is to stir my oils and then pour in my caustic soda. I keep on mixing until I have reached trace, which I've already reached, until everything is well mixed, okay? And as much as possible, I'm going in one direction. The next thing I'll do is to add my soda ash. Before you start making your soap, always make sure that you've already prepared your mold. Your mold is already prepared so that when you finish, you pour. Okay, so I'm still mixing for the soda ash to go around very well. I'm mixing. The secret to this is make sure the one ingredient mixes in completely before you put in the next. So you don't pour all at once, you don't rush, okay? You don't pour and then mix more and then pour the next one. No, you pour, allow it to mix properly before you go to the next one. Then my SLS. My SLS. And then now at this stage, you can see how smooth it is. At this stage, I can cook it on fire before adding my final ingredients. So over a low flame, you put your stainless steel pot and then you pour your soup in. But if you're not making it hot process, at this stage you can pour in your glycerin, your perfume, and your septic, whatever one you're using. Okay, it could be your Dettol, it could be your pine oil. Okay, but I want to cook my soup, so while it's heating up a bit, let me get my mold ready. So this is my mold. I'll keep it close to me. Okay, by cooking this soup, I'm forcing gel formation. I'm forcing fast forwarding. I'm forcing saponification to completely take place. Okay, you cook it for a few minutes. Okay, cook it for a few minutes. In some cases, you see a color change once the soup gets done. As I said earlier on, you must not cook it. And you must not make this soap white. You can actually make it colored, but I'm not making it colored. Okay, so it depends on you. You put colors to make it more attractive and fun. Okay, cook for a few more minutes before I will bring it down. Okay, if you look carefully, you can see that the soap is actually shining now. It is shining and it has become fluid. It has gelled. Okay, it has gelled. Saponification has been complete. You can see it is also significantly thicker. You can see the way it is like a syrup. It is now like a syrup. This has shown us that our soap has cooked. Okay, so just a few more minutes, I'll bring it down. Okay, then I'll allow it to cool before we now come and add our remaining ingredients. See you later. So you can see it's thicker and it has gelled. The color has changed from that whitish to off-white. Now you can see it has formed skin So just before I bring my soap down from the fire, I'm going to add my super fat. Okay, and I told you can put anything between 5 and 10%. So this is my shea butter, and that is what I'm adding as my super fat. Okay, I've added 40 grams of shea butter in and allowing it to melt. You can see it. See my shea butter, it's melting. If it were palm oil, for example, or castor oil or coconut oil, you will not have to wait long. Once you pour it in, you mix and that's all. But because I'm using a butter, I have to allow it to melt completely in my soup. Okay, when it melts completely, I'll bring it down before putting in my other ingredients. I'm using very low heat now, very low heat. So my shea butter has melted. I'll bring my soap down from the fire. Okay, so let me take this away and come back. Now I'll allow my soap to cool down a bit, then come back to you. So my soap has cooled down a bit. So at this stage now, you can see the soap is already solidifying. You see it on the spatula, and even by the edges it's solidifying. So I have to be fast and pour it into the mold. So I can now pour in my glycerin. Okay, about 30 grams of glycerin. Mix. You now pour in your, I'll measure this. You now put in whatever antiseptic you want to use. So let me measure it out. Generally, you put between 0.5 to 1% of your recipe. Okay, I am making a medicated soup, so I can now pour it in now. Then last but not the least, my perfume. You put quantity sufficient. I'm not putting much because I've already added my medicated product and it usually has its own scent. So I'll now pour into my, let me oil my mold first so that it will be extra easy to remove. It's for it somewhere here. Welcome back. This is our medicated soap. This has already solidified and I removed it. In about an hour or so, this was ready. Okay, so I'm going to unmold the other ones now for us to see. This soap hardened in less than 3 hours. You can see, very beautiful. This is our medicated soap. And this soap can do well for rashes. It can work well for pimples also. You can see it. see. Very beautiful design. And the smell is very strong. It smells more of the antibacterial or antiseptic I used than of the perfume. Okay. So depending on the perfume or depending on the antibacterial or antiseptic you use, okay, you could use your Dettol, you could use pine oil, you could use chlorhexanol, anyone you want. Okay, this is what I used. Okay, you can see it. So let me arrange them. So welcome back. So I've arranged them for you to see. You can see this. Okay, you can see. You can see. Very beautiful soap. Okay, so our medicated soap is ready. Very simple and short. And these soaps are very solid, and you know we cooked them, so it has shortened cure time. Already these soaps are very, very hard. See, they are already very hard. So even if it cures for a week or so, it has already dried mostly. Okay, so thanks for watching my video. This is Esther Herbal Soap Skincare and Lifestyle. To know more, you can call us on the number listed on the screen before. You can contact us on the number shown on the screen for trainings, for orders, for personal requests, souvenirs, or whatever. We are always available. Thank you so very much for watching our video. God bless you.